good morning, and good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Welcome to our Microsoft 365 Copilot Skilling session. My name is Eureka Lai. I'm the Go-to-Market Manager for M365 Copilot, and I'll be your host today. As you can tell from the title of this session, today we're going to introduce Copilot Chat, which is a secure, free AI tool that is available for all Microsoft Entra account users. It is an amazing tool that helps you to be more productive at work while keeping all of your company data secure with Microsoft security features. Before I go into the agenda, I highly recommend you to drop any questions or feedback you have in the Q&A widget as we go, and our Microsoft experts will address them as we present as well. So for today, we are very excited to have three amazing speakers. Firstly, we have Fernando Reda, Senior Technical Program Manager, and we have Randir Kumar Dawan, Director, Modern Work Customer Success, and also Tobias Heim, Senior Cloud Solution Architects joining us. In the next hour, firstly, Fernando will introduce what is Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, what are some daily use cases and prompts that you can start using right away, and also introduce the advanced features that is available on Copilot Chat. And then Randir will deep dive into some of the security topics, such as enterprise data protection that comes with Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, and also the concern about shadow AI, because we understand this is one of the top concerns for IT professionals when it comes to using AI at work. And we'll also recommend some best practices to minimize these risks. Last but not least, Tobias will then touch on what is Copilot Agents, how to create, manage, and govern these agents so that you can stay on top of these updates and start exploring some creative and impactful agent use cases for yourself. All right, without further ado, let me pass it over to Fernando to kick us off. Over to you, Fernando. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fernando Reda. I'm from the Modern Work team. I'm a technical program manager in the customer success unit at Microsoft. So yeah, I would like to start this with a quick reminder of the introduction that we have just seen around M365 Copilot Chat. And I would like to say that at Microsoft, we're building a future of work that empowers everyone with a Copilot to achieve more and transform the way that they work, the way that the business process exists. We're bringing this to life with the Microsoft 365 Copilot. Think of it as the UI for AI. So it's a single platform that is being used by organizations to transform their business, to transform the way that they work. So access to cutting-edge AI tools. We have been working really closely with a lot of customers all around the world, and there is a clear pattern emerging that we're seeing. We're calling this the AI adoption curve. And the AI adoption curve starts with access. And access is really when our leaders, they're finding ways to provide access of cutting-edge AI technologies to all of us to transform the business, navigating what they have available in terms of budget. ROI is when organizations use AI to transform their processes and demonstrate measurable business values on their business. And to finalize this part, the governance, which is really the way that Microsoft is building AI tools that are secure and compliant, ensuring that IT can effectively manage their business and make sure they have control of what is being available for the users. Customers have been sharing that they are looking for a unified solution that meets their business needs, offering opportunity to transform it with AI. This needs to be easy to manage, compliant with IT controls. So we're really excited to talk about Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, which was recently announced. And think of it as the easy and secure way to accelerate your AI adoption so no one at your company is left behind, to provide access to everyone to transform their business with AI. M365 Copilot Chat combine these three main capabilities, right, to unlock the value of AI. And we start with chat. So chat is free, it's secure, it's an enterprise-ready chat powered by GPT-4o and using web-grounded data. Think of it as the day-to-day tool that everyone in an organization can use to achieve more with AI and transform the way that they work. Then we move to agents. An agent is how it enables you to realize business processes and realize savings. And these agents, they are integrated in the chat experience. And don't worry, because this is paid by a metered way. So you only pay when you are utilizing it. So you only pay what you're using for. We finalize this part with IT controls. So it's really when we're ensuring that enterprise has a great security, privacy management to control their existing infrastructure by using our Copilot tools, our AI tools. As a next step and as an extension to Copilot Chat, we have the M365 Copilot, which is the paid version. So think of it as using all the amazing capabilities that Copilot Chat is offering, plus the ability to use work data, so combining web and work data, along with great amount of Copilot analytics. Now, we understand it may get confusing sometimes when we're talking about some different Copilots, and this slide is here really to show you and to share the difference of the main Microsoft Copilots on modern work. So we start with the Copilot Personal, and this is available for everyone in case you want to build something that is going to impact your personal life, like a personal trip, or you want to create a personal plan with a partner that you want to create something around your life. That is when you can use Copilot Personal. Then we move to M365 Copilot Chat and M365 Copilot. And both of them require you to be Entra ID signed in. So you have a layer of enterprise data protection that Ranger is going to talk more about. But this is the layer of security that we're including them. And the difference is that with M365 Copilot, you can use web and work data that is being searched with your work environment. You can access Copilot Chat through various different ways, right? You can use it at URL, m365copilot.com. You can use it via the app, and it's a great idea to start pinning the app in your left bar navigation so everyone knows this is available for them, so they can start to make the most out of it. You can use the Edge browser sidebar. You can use the Teams and Outlook app, and this is coming really soon. And you can also use the mobile app to access Copilot Chat. And when you finally have access to it, you will see a very similar interface to this. And this interface has the main capabilities of Copilot Chat, starting with suggested prompts. So in case you are just getting started or you want to refer people who are just getting started and how they can actually start, I would recommend to use suggested prompts because this can help them to get started. You have a prompt box. You have the ability to upload files. You have the chat with an agent and send your prompt. You have a Copilot gallery, a Copilot prompt gallery, which is when you can see some other suggestions of prompts. You have the recent chats in case you would like to continue a conversation. You have the agents button, which is when you can interact with existing agents or create a net new agent. And you can click the start a new chat button so you can clear the message and start the conversation with Copilot Chat from scratch. And we wanted to make sure to provide you some help as you are getting started. This slide is going to be here. I'm not going to drain the slide, don't worry. But this is going to be here for your reference. And so you can share internally for your users when they are accessing Copilot Chat as well. So I'll just give you a couple examples, right? You can get some pretty awesome answers for Copilot by asking something like, summarize the main points of the latest research on AI, or maybe the latest research on something specifically that they're looking for that is connected to your business. You can ask Copilot, what are the deadlines mentioned in this file? So you upload the file into Copilot Chat and you let Copilot Chat do the searching for you and return you with a great answer. So the more context, the better is your prompt, the better will be your answer, and the more appropriate and accurate it will be. You can also get Copilot Chat to brainstorm and draft content for you. I personally use this quite a lot for creating content. So you can ask stuff like suggest ways to break the ice with a new colleague. You can ask Copilot Chat to create an FAQ based on a file. So maybe your file has a lot of pages and you want to get something quicker, in paper. You can upload this file to Copilot Chat and you let it do the magic for you. You can ask Copilot Chat to draft an email based on a conversation or a document that you can have it drafted and send it to Copilot. And you can have Copilot Chat to draft a business plan based on a context that you can share or files that you can share. So there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done. We want to make sure that this slide is here for a reference so you can use it for yourself and share broadly with your users. Let me transition now to Render. Render is going to talk to us. It's going to tell us more about the enterprise data protection and shadow IT. Render, over to you.
Everyone, Randir. I'm going to talk to you about enterprise data protection with Copilot Chat. Now, of course, we have heard that Copilot Chat is free, but then it doesn't mean that there are some feature limitations from a data protection standpoint perspective. And if you really see here, across both the tables for M365 Copilot Chat and Microsoft 365 Copilot, which the paid offering you are already using here, you exactly get the same level of data protection with enterprise data protection. Your prompts and responses are stored in the user exchange email boxes for compliance scenario, the way you have been used to from a data protection standpoint perspective. Let me dive deep onto how those search queries are taken care of. So, of course, on the left-hand side, you have your M365 Copilot or a Copilot Chat, which is lying into Microsoft 365 service boundary. Now, of course, the way you enable web grounding into M365 Copilot, similarly in the Copilot Chat, you enable web grounding. And when user asks some response with respect to the data which is available onto the web, that prompt is sent as a web search queries to the Microsoft Bing search service there. Now, when this prompt is being sent, it's not exactly the same prompt which user type. Instead, there are few short keywords which are being sent, which are being derived from the user query, and then full prompt is not being sent to Bing. Another thing is the connection between this 365 service boundary and Bing search service is via a secure connection with user and tenant identifiers removed. So it totally de-identify the tenant and the user identity when that search query is being created. And also how these search queries are handled in a Bing search service is these are not shared with the advertiser. No impact on search ranking, answers, and rich captions as a social features. And more importantly, your search queries are not used to train the foundational LLM model over there. Now, let me show you in the next slide a quick sample example. If a user writes this kind of a prompt, what queries, keywords are being derived, and what kind of a response gets generated. So the prompt is created by the user. LLM generate the web queries that are being sent to Bing Search API. If that prompt includes documents or file, those are not sent to the Bing Search service. It's just these derived query, which are few keywords to get the relevant answer back. And that's where when that response is generated, it's generated by the Copilot LLM and sent back to the user. Now, this is a way we can really protect your enterprise data by using Copilot Chat. And that brings to me a next topic of a discussion, why this offer also exists, because basis many of our survey after the launch of generative AI, basis this survey, more than 70% of the people or employee are using AI at work. And when we discover this further, many of them are bringing their own AI tools to work. And that is leading to significant data security incidents because two things can happen. One, because those are not IT managed tools. So if user is putting any kind of a sensitive data in that platform, nobody knows what happens to that data afterwards, and there are high chances of data leakage. Also, it may happen that those engines are getting trained onto your organizational data. And that's where it's quite important to first assess your environment immediately in case your organization is running the risk of shadow IT, wherein there are chances of data leakage, wherein people might be using unapproved IT tool. After you do that IT assessment, the next step is to take that action. How do you block those unapproved IT tools? And how you kind of go on the use of shadow IT in your own organization. Now, to do that, you can really do this kind of approach, which we are learning from some of our other customers as well. So once you discover cloud, app, and service, which are into this generative AI category, you can really create a governance model to assess the risk levels which those apps may pose. And then you can have a decision tree wherein some apps which you really find that those shall not be approved or not be used within the organization, you quickly create those rules to tag them as unsanctioned apps, and you immediately block those unsanctioned apps and guide users to the approved apps. Next one is if you believe, for example, this kind of a tool, Copilot Chat, is really relevant for your organization, you can start marking these apps as sanctioned, and then you really manage them with your Enter ID for further controls. And for example, if you're really not sure on some of those apps, you can really put that for the review process and take those decisions accordingly over there. Now, of course, how do we go about this? So in case you have Microsoft solution with ME3 kind of a capability, you can take both these steps with end-to-end Microsoft solution itself, wherein you can create a governance model around this. You can do that discovery piece, as well as you can secure your environment by creating those rules, wherein it can really help you remediate some of those shadow IT AI apps which exist on your environment. Now, I want to leave you with one of these best practices, which we have uncovered working with one of our very large customer, 400K plus users. What they have done is once they assessed their environment, they found many of those open AI apps were working, which were not IT approved. And that's where once they have done that assessment, they have blocked those unapproved AI apps using their cloud proxy rules. And then they have redirected that user to access. So whenever those users are typing that AI app, which was consumer AI app, it was getting redirected to our organization message pack. Message page was clearly guiding users that this is not IT approved tool and you may risk losing the organizational sensitive data. And that's where the alternate link was provided, which was Microsoft 365 Copilot.com as an approved IT app, which is protected with our enterprise data protection. So I hope you can reach out to us in case you need any help in terms of your own environment assessment and taking those remediation steps. And with that, I want to hand it back to Toby to take you forward with a Copilot Agents discussion.
Thank you so much, Randir. And hi, everyone. My name is Tobias Heim. I'm a cloud solution architect and I have the pleasure to cover two important elements in today's session. So first, we want to talk about Copilot Agents. I want to give you a brief overview what Copilot Agents are and what is the huge benefit that you can gain from Agent. And second, I would like to talk about how to manage Copilot Chat. But let's first start with Copilot Agents. So when we talk about agents, a perfect way to kind of describe what agents are, let's think about our smartphone. So we have our smartphone, which in my example is Copilot Chat, and we have apps on our smartphone. And these apps are targeted to specific processes or specific tasks that we would like to accomplish with these installed apps on my smartphone. And that's exactly how you can see agents. So in essence, agents are the new apps for our AI-powered world. And now let's look into those, how they serve it inside of our Copilot Chat. So agents in Copilot Chat, you will see them. So this is the experience that you see when you start and launch Copilot Chat. On the right-hand side in the right pane, you will see exactly that view that you see here. And what's important here, you have basically three categories how you can get access to agents and how you can interact with agents. Number one, you can leverage already installed agents. So here an example of a Microsoft a build agent, the career coach. Second, you will have the possibility to explore your organizational approved agents that are available inside your organization, managed by IT. You can explore those and add that to your Copilot Chat experience. And last but not least, if allowed in your organization, and I will talk about that a little bit more further down the presentation, you can also allow users to create their own agents. So agents, these AI assistant can range in complexity from very simple to very advanced, depending on your specific organizational requirements. They can be simple retrieval agents that are grounded in web data or specific business data, but they can also be very complex and task-based, where you define specific tasks that these agents should carry out. So beside the Microsoft built the agent templates that you will see also on the next slide, you have the option to start your own journey, identify your business processes, and really uplift your Copilot experience by building such agents. So now let's dive a little bit more into the overall experience. Let's start off with a Copilot Chat itself. So we heard a lot from Fernando what the approach behind Copilot Chat is, and with the free version, you have full exposure to all the capabilities that you're seeing here to kind of spark some ideas what is possible with Copilot Chat. So number one, you can safely, as you heard from Randir, safely upload files, your work file, and interact with those files. You can summarize those files, ask questions on those files, create visual on those files, on presentations, whatever the case might be. You can generate images, data visualization, maybe based on data that you're uploading to Copilot Chat. And you can also refine and collaborate on the prompts on your interactions together with Copilot. So in essence, you can easily draft content. You can create amazing emails, social posts, documents, whatever the case might be. You can create visuals. You can learn a new skill. So if there's something in a professional sense you would like to explore further, and you want to have a companion that really gets you up to speed and help you, what are the most important areas I should focus on first when I learn a new skill, and then dive deeper into those recommended areas. You can also easily get answers to very complex questions. You can ask Copilot to impersonate a specific role to provide you responses based on a specific role. Next, we have the Copilot agents. So you have the possibility to either leverage AI agents that are provided by Microsoft, agents that are deployed in your organization and approved by your organization, by just simply managing them in your familiar Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and expose them to your users so they can explore them and add them to your Copilot Chat experience. To just give you an example, because these Microsoft templates are really great to also get you started on having ideas what agents can do for you. Let's look at, for example, the Copilot Writing Coach. It can assist users by providing personalized feedbacks on their writing skills to really help improve clarity, grammar, overall efficiency, and offer suggestions based on tone, style, structure, to really make sure we bring our A game when we write in communication more impactful and more professional. Another example is the prompt coach. We all familiar, I'm pretty sure every one of you heard that term prompt engineer. So not all of us are prompt engineers, so we really do not know what it needs to write a really effective prompt. Prompt coach can really help with that. It can help to improve the success rate of receiving valuable responses from Copilot Chat. It can also help users to get more value from based on Copilot's suggestion on specific use cases. Next is creating Copilot agents yourself, so build your own agent. Obviously, if that is allowed by your organization, users can use, for example, Agent Builder in Copilot, the Copilot Chat, to build their own agents with their specific tailored instructions, to really making sure that agent responds exactly the way it's designed to do, or it's defined to do. But you can also enrich responses with additional knowledge that you can allow the agent to leverage. Could be a SharePoint site, could be an additional graph connector that is deployed in your organization. Now, let's take a moment and look at this slide, the actual comparison of Copilot Chat, the free version against the paid version. And most important to call out is we look here at four important pillars. So we have Copilot Chat. Copilot Chat offers a free and secure web-grounded experience that includes additional value like the ability to interact with Copilot pages, create images, interact with code, the code interpretation. And in addition to that, in the paid version, we also have the possibility to allow Copilot to ground in our work data, to really have access to our personal data and tenant data, which could be my personal documents, emails, meetings, and so on. Second, we will have the Copilot agent, what we just talked about. So regardless of the product, users will be able to build, manage, discover, and pin those agents in both of the experience, in free and the paid version. The important part is web-grounded agents will be available at no additional cost. I just want to highlight these rectangles here at the bottom. So if you would like to enrich your Copilot experience also in the free version, the agent experience in the free version, you can also integrate agents with graph data or third-party data, such as, for example, graph connectors or additional actions within that agent. The important part to call out here is it's at a pay-as-you-go method or based on a messaging pack, and we will dive a little bit deeper into that as well during the session. Next, personal assistant, which is basically only available in the paid version of Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's a tight integration in your well-familiar M365 enterprise apps such as Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, to have all those Copilot integrations also available to you as a personal assistant in these specific apps. Last but not least, CCS, which is the Copilot control system, which is an umbrella term of multiple different controls that we're offering to really secure and protect your Copilot experience inside your organization. So it's not an additional admin portal or something along those lines. It's a summary of all the available controls that we have, which we learned from Randir, which is also the enterprise data protection. IT controls, I will share in the next section a little bit more around that as well. So now let's shift gears a little bit because I really want to make it real, and I want to provide you 3 examples how we can really bring the power of Copilot Chat to life. First, I would like to show you a really short video which kind of showcases the value that an organization can gain from Copilot Chat.
Copilot Chat gives you free and secure enterprise-ready AI chat powered by GPT-4o in a familiar and consistent interface. Say you work in business planning for an EV charging company and you're developing the strategy for the year. You start by asking Copilot to do some research on the web. You want some basic information, like how EV charging has grown by region. Copilot is grounded in the web, so it can reason over the entire internet and quickly pull the relevant information. Great! Now let's see how these national trends compare to your sales results. With Copilot Chat, you can easily and securely upload files, like your sales data, and have it visualize your regional sales for the past few quarters. And you can continue to iterate with Copilot, like asking it to recommend strategies to help increase sales in lower-performing regions. With Copilot Chat, you can quickly gather insights from the web and securely upload and analyze your data, bringing the power of AI directly to your workflow.
Great. Now let's look at 2 more examples, but this time
so it can
uncovering the power of agents. So the first example is a sales agent.
With agents in Copilot Chat, you can transform entire business processes. They're easy to discover and use in the flow of work. Let's imagine you're a salesperson, and you need to get up to speed on a customer before you meet. You can simply ask your CRM agent for the account details by @mentioning the agent just like you would a colleague. I can even ask specific account questions, such as what products they have purchased from us, with a breakdown of deployment and adoption details. Copilot quickly pulls all these details directly from the system of record. And the best part, you never even had to open your CRM.
Isn't that amazing? So now let's look at an example of a customer service agent.
Copilot agents can supercharge every business process, whether you're in the office or out in the field. We'll start in Copilot Chat, where we can open a simple agent for a field service technician. You're on site at the customer and you get an error code you've never seen before. You can access a field agent for exactly this. It has access to all your product knowledge and can give you step-by-step instructions in real time, so you can easily troubleshoot the error code and get your customer back up and running. And all these agents can be accessed from any device, whether you're using a PC, mobile phone, or tablet.
I really hope that these short videos kind of demonstrated the power of a Copilot agent, where you can really personalize the experience of Copilot by building your own specific business processes directly in Copilot. So now let's talk a little bit about how we can manage Copilot Chat and what is available to us. So first, we obviously provide a variety of different controls how you can manage the Copilot Chat experience. First, how you would like to expose the Copilot Chat experience to your users. If you would like Copilot Chat to leverage web-grounded information. So what Randir shared before is if Copilot is really able to reach out and ask for additional knowledge based on web data. Second, also the Copilot Edge configuration. Copilot is also available in the Edge browser experience, and we also have some specific controls there. And you can also manage the experience of your mobile devices, how by leveraging Intune, how Copilot Chat is surfaced on mobile devices. Let's start first with a very important aspect, pinning of Copilot Chat for your users. Every licensed customer that has their Microsoft 365 Copilot license assigned to their users, for these users, Copilot Chat will be pinned by default. For users that are using the free version, administrators have to take proactive action to really pin the Copilot experience for these users in the variety of different surface areas, which is also highlighted here on the slide. So we have multiple different ways how we can surface the Copilot experience. One thing to call out, which is very important, is Microsoft Teams, for example, is slightly different. If you also would like to pin the Copilot experience to your left rail in the Teams experience, there is additional control inside the Teams Admin Center, which is called an app setup policy, which you have to configure separately to accomplish a similar experience for your users. But now let's double click into the actual experience and how that looks like from an admin standpoint. So if you in the Mac, if you're in the Microsoft Admin Center, and if you navigate to the Copilot page, under the settings tab, you will basically see the experience that you just saw on the previous slide, where you can select pin Copilot. If you click on that, you see the experience here on the left-hand side, where administrators basically have the option to either pin the Copilot experience to the navigation bar of their users. So the Copilot Chat experience will be surfaced immediately for those users, which is our highly recommended approach. Second, you can also decide to not pin the experience, and by selecting that additional checkbox, allowing the user basically to decide if they would like to have the Copilot Chat experience pinned or not pinned. The experience you see, what the user will actually see if you're selecting exactly that setting that you see here on the left-hand side, you will see on the right how, for example, the Copilot desktop experience will look like. The mobile experience is slightly different. How does then take place for users? So we have these three options: ask me later, do not pin, or pin and continue, so add Copilot. If a user selects skip for now, the same message is shown shown to the user additional 3 times, but only during one specific one single user session to avoid the over notifying the user. After users still decide to do not pin it and basically say do not show it again, we won't show any additional notifications for this user anymore. So that's that's important to call out. Next, I would like to talk about also a very important part. So when you're interacting with Copilot Chat, you're creating messages and you would like to govern those messages with our standard security and compliance practices inside your organization. And Copilot Chat is not different. So you can similarly to, for example, Teams chats, you can apply retention policies also to Copilot Chat. The 3 bullets here on the slide are very important. So number 1, every Copilot chat, the messages will be stored in a hidden folder inside the user mailbox. It kind of applies the same concept like we also see for Teams private messages. There's a specific the attribute type, which is called user mailbox, which these messages are flagged and stored inside the user mailbox. Last, it's totally up to the configuration that you have in place, how long these messages will be retained. So after a retention policy is configured for AI app interaction, a timer job from an exchange on the Exchange service periodically evaluates all these items in the hidden folder and ensures these messages are stored or be further processed, like you see here in the screenshot. So important to call out here is this timer job kicks off in the range of 1 to 7 days and will then be moved to a so-called substrate folder. So let's use the example here on the slide. So in the middle, in the blue box, we have the Copilot message. So if we follow the option number 1, where the user actively deletes the message, these message will be then moved in a so-called substrate hold folder inside the user mailbox, which is also a hidden folder, where this message needs to remain for at least 1 day. As long as this message is in the substrate hold folder, all the e-discovery tools that you're very well familiar with will apply and you will be able to discover those messages. After the retention period ends, based on what you're defining in your retention policy, that Exchange service, that Exchange job will kick off within these 1 to 7 days and then permanently delete that message. After that message is in a permanently deleted state, also e-discovery tools won't be able to discover or surface that message anymore. Same applies also to the other concept. If the message won't be deleted by the user, so the message remains in the UI, but a retention policy is configured. After the retention period ended, the same job within these 1 to 7 days kicks off from an Exchange point of view, and after that, the same job will kick in again. And within 1 to 7 days, the message will permanently delete it. Further details on examples, depending on how you configure the policy, we have a very good article that is here, that is linked here at the bottom, that explains all these different possibilities in great detail. Next, I would like to talk about how to control a web search. So if you're deciding to not allow web search for Copilot so that Copilot is able to ground responses based on web data, administrators have the possibility to control that. In the past, we only had the optional optimized experience configuration, which kind of applied to M365 apps across across the board. Now we will have a dedicated policy, which is called Allow Web Search in Copilot, inside the cloud policy, which you can find on config.office.com, which you can configure there to control how Copilot web search, web grounding actually takes place. And you have here three different options that you can choose from. First, you need to turn on the policy, and then you have the option to select from the three options. Number one, you can enable it for both experiences, for the paid version, Microsoft 365 Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. You can disable it for both experience. And the last option is you can only disable it for the work experience and keep it enabled for the web experience. So administrators are in full control to kind of decide on how to manage the web grounding for Copilot Chat. Next, the edge experience is also a very important point, how Copilot gets surfaced in Edge. So there's different ways how to control that. Also in the same section, in the Copilot page under settings, you have the option to access this specific control, the Edge configuration policies that you can define. And you can see here in the middle of the slide, there are a couple of different options how you can basically manage what A, Copilot, if Copilot is surfaced. B, what is Copilot capable of if Copilot is able to reason over the website that you currently have open, the PDF file that you currently have open. These can be managed here. There's some additional controls on the next slide, but just bear with me for a second. Important here to call out, if you decide to use one of those profile customization settings, there are some specific prerequisites that you need to meet. So you have to be on a specific Edge version, so your users have to be on that version. You have to have the right control, the right access rights to manage those policies, and these policies are applicable to Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows Server 16 and later clients. Next off, there is also another possibility to manage the Edge controls specifically for Windows. If you would like to surface the Copilot icon in your Edge experience, and also to control what is Copilot Chat able to do with the open web pages. So the first one, Edge Entra Copilot page context, will basically control if Copilot is able to reason over that specific page that you currently have open. The second one is kind of the on and off switch, so you can decide with Hub's sidebar enabled if the Copilot icon, as you can see here, will be surfaced in your Edge browser. And the last control, Copilot page context, is the same control as the Edge Entra Copilot page context, but for MSA accounts, so for not Entra ID accounts, for personal MSA accounts. And you can control that via the standard practices, ADMX files, GPOs, etc. Next, there's also user control available. So no matter what we're configuring from the admin side, also users are in the driver's seat and kind of able to decide how they would like to interact with Copilot in their Edge experience. So inside the settings, there's an option called Copilot and Sidebar, and underneath you have the Copilot options. You can define if the Copilot shows up in the Edge experience, and also how Copilot can interact with your web content. Next, I would like to highlight something. This is a community extension that is available in Edge, but it's a pretty powerful one. If you really would like to drive adoption for Copilot Chat inside your organization, this extension is super helpful. You can download it for free. You can enable it in the Edge browser. And what it does is basically, if you're creating or opening a new tab inside your Edge, it will redirect you automatically to the Copilot Chat experience. So it really kickstarts the adoption that always when users are opening a new page or starting a new homepage, it will start from Copilot Chat. We talked a little bit about agents, and we want to make sure that that you have the right level of control, and this is just one of the controls that are available. So specifically, if you feel like, okay, I'm ready to start my Copilot journey, I want to pin it for my users, I want to enable it, but I'm not yet 100% ready for the Copilot agents journey in my organization. You have some control in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center that allows you to turn off agents for your for all your users, but also scope it down to a specific cohort of users. So again, you're in full control. So inside the integrated apps, you can fully manage what kind of apps are available to which users. But on top of that, like you see here in the screenshot on the right, you can also really control if agents are available inside your organization and who can actually access those agents inside your organization. Last, I would like to roll another short clip, which gives you some insights on. We talked about the metered approach, the message packs that you can get to leverage agents for the Copilot Chat free version, and I would like to play a short video which gives you some insights on how to configure it and what is possible from Power Platform Admin Center.
The Power Platform Admin Center offers a simple way for IT admins to manage agents used in Copilot Chat. Using agents in Copilot Chat is measured in what we call messages, and you can view how many messages have been used through your Copilot Studio license dashboard. Whether you've bought prepaid message packs or are paying for messages as you go, you'll find summaries, trends, and other information related to how messages are being used by agents in Copilot Chat. And under the Environments tab, you can see how many agents are being used and the number of messages they've consumed. With agents in Copilot Chat, you are always up to date and in control.
Perfect, and that takes me to the end of my section. I hope it was useful to give you some insights on or demystify agents in Copilot Chat, and also show you what kind of administrative controls are available.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the great presentation to all presenters. I hope the session is really insightful and help you to gain some technical knowledge about Copilot Chat and Copilot Agent. Before we wrap the session, I'd like to go through some next steps for you as well. The first one is to pin Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat for quick and easy access. We highly recommend you to pin this on your browser, on Teams, on Outlook as well, because that's the easiest way to get access to Copilot Chat to help with your daily tasks. If you need tips to help on, how to do that to pin Copilot Chat, please feel free to click the link on the screen or through the link on the Q&A chat as well. Secondly, we'd love your help to introduce M365 Copilot Chat or start using it if you haven't already. We have heard some amazing stories and success stories from our customers on how they use Copilot Chat to help with their work. And what we find really helpful is to assign a sponsor within the organization so that we can get the support to oversee communication and help with any change management and adoption. If you require more additional support on deployment or even adoption tips, feel free to go to Copilot Success Kit, which is the link that you can find on the screen. And lastly, please show your support. We know that the pace of AI is changing so quickly, and sometimes it might be a bit challenging to navigate the latest updates on different tools and access available. That's why we have prepared this frequently asked questions about Copilot Chat, which you'll be able to find all of the updates and technical details on how to access and start enabling Copilot Chat as well. Last but not least, the last slide will be on any other extra materials that will be helpful for IT admin, or if you're end users from HR team, from marketing team, from operations team, you can find a lot of great resources about out of the prompting, or even some end use case scenarios from Scenario Library, as well as Prompt Gallery. All of these will be available through the link at the bottom, which is aka.ms/Copilot Adoption Hub. With that, it brings us to the end of the presentation today. Again, thank you so much to all the presenters and for all of you for staying on. Our experts will continue to address all of the questions in the Q&A chat until the end of the session. With that, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.